皆さんまた来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらはマンハッタンニューヨーク水曜日の午後です。ということで今日はイーロン VSトランプさんの対談を抜粋で載っけたいと思います。2時間あったのでね、やっぱりね、どこからどれをたくさん載っけたいんですけど、どれを載っけていいかわからないから、ちょっと一部を切ってみました。ということで、ジョーさんとカブトムシさんが、なんだかコメントでバイデンさんをミスしてらっしゃるかなと思って、バイデンさんも乗っけてみました。最近のバイデンさん乗っけてみました。比較してください。ということでね、これまあね、すごく短いのを乗っけたんですけど、これね、やっぱりね、もうほんと夢がすごいいっぱいあるんですよ。このトランプさんになった、次の政権のトランプさんになった時に、やっぱりイーロンをちょっと政治に関してちょっと、聞いてみたいみたいな感じで言ってて、もうすごい、それあったらすごいなと思うんですね。イーロンは、移民のスターなんですよ。やっぱり、アメリカ生まれアメリカ育ちじゃなくって、彼は南アフリカから移民としてこっちにやってきて、本当にランドオブオパチュニティ、頑張るやつは誰でも成功できるんだっていうアメリカンドリームを実現した人なんですね。だから本当にやっぱり移民のことも分かっているし、我々みたいな外からやってきて頑張ってもうお金も払って税金も払ってって、こういう人を分かってる人だし、この2人は有名大学を出てビジネスで大成功した人ですから、たくさん今までも世界中でいろんな会社を持ってるわけですよね。だから会社を経営してきた人として、やっぱりゴールがあって、どうやったら一番いい方法で社員も守れて、そしてその収益も上げれ、社会貢献できるような大きな会社にできるのかっていうのを実現してきた人ですから、たまたまそれが国の経営っていうことに変わるだけですよね。だからやっぱりすごくね、ゴールがあって、たくさん試行錯誤をして、たくさん意見を交わして最良のものを作り出していくっていうのに長けた2人だと思うんですよ。だからやっぱりいろんな話をしても本当にその中身に入っていけると思うんですね。なんかその誹謗中傷ばっかりじゃないですか、あちら側って。でだからちょっと比較できない感じで、天才とバカ、善と悪みたいな感じなんですね。それがよくわかるビデオになっているかなと思いますので見てください。どうぞ。
I mean, the assassination attempt, which was an incredible thing, and I have to say that your actions after that assassination attempt were inspiring. You instead of shying away from things, instead of ducking down, you were pumping your fist in the air and saying fight, fight, fight. And I think the president of the United States represents America, and I think that is America. That is strength under fire, and so that's part of the reason why I was excited to endorse you as president of the United States for having another term here. Is that was just incredibly inspiring. But I mean, what was it like for you?
Not pleasant. I have
Not
to be honest.
pleasant.
I said there was blood. I had more blood. I didn't know I had that much blood. The doctors later told me that the ear is a place that is, I'm a believer now. I'm more of a believer, I think, and a lot of people have said that to me. A lot of great people have said that to me, actually.
It's just not possible for the United States to absorb, everyone from Earth, or even a few percent of the rest of Earth. It's just not possible. So,
well, Elon, we're gonna have the largest deportation in history of this country, and we have no choice. Otherwise, we're gonna have a country. What they've done to our country. Think of it, with in Venezuela and in some of these other countries, crime is down 50, 60, 70, 80% put into the United States. The same with other countries.
Sure.
Some are at 30%, some are at 50%. They're all different. They're doing it right now while this third-rate, phony candidate. Don't forget, I beat Biden. He failed in the debate miserably, and scam started. And say what you want. This was a coup. This was a coup of a president of the United States. He didn't want to leave, and they said we can do it the nice way, or we can do it the hard way. What they did with this guy, and I'm no fan of his, and he was a horrible president, the worst president in history. And one of the reasons he was so bad, first of all, the Israeli attack would have never happened. Russia would never have attacked Ukraine, and we'd have no inflation. And we wouldn't have had the Afghanistan mess, if you think of it.
Well,
and we wouldn't have had Afghanistan. But we think of it. You take a few of those events away, and we have a different world. We would also have inflation was caused by oil.
What's the American president going to do? And do they fear the American president, or is there someone they do not respect and do not fear? And I think they would rightfully be. I mean, look at the footage of the assassination. They're like, okay, President Trump is like, don't mess with me. I mean, that's like, whereas I think people are not going to be, they obviously have not been at all intimidated by Biden, and they certainly will not be intimidated by Kamala. And you have to really think about it in the context of global security. That if the American president is someone that, like, evil dictators are scared of, that makes a huge difference to the security of the world.
So I had a good relationship with Putin, despite the Russia hoax that lasted for over 2 years. Just a hoax created by Hillary Clinton and Adam Shifty Schiff, some just bad people, just sick people. But, they put our country in danger with that stuff, too. They actually, when they make up stories, and you have to fight your way out of it for a long time. But I know Putin very well. I got along with him very well. He respected me, and it's just one of those things. And we would talk a lot about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. But I said, don't ever do it. Don't ever do it. I shut down Nord Stream 2. That was the big oil pipeline, the biggest pipeline in the world going all over Europe. I shut it down. Biden came, and then they say, I loved Russia. I was a friend of Putin, and I loved Russia. No, I shut down his pipeline. The biggest pipeline, they were looking at that to fund, and pathetic president gets in there. And the first thing he did, one of the early things he did, is he shut down Keystone XL pipeline, which is our pipeline that would have employed 48,000 people, pipeline workers. Shuts it down, the Keystone XL pipeline.
Yeah.
He shuts that down, and he approves the Russian pipeline.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's inconsistent. Certainly, but I mean, I think it's just worth emphasizing, to listeners the immense importance of whether the United States president is intimidating or not intimidating, and how much that matters to global security, because there's some real tough characters out there, and if they don't think the American president is tough, they will do what they want to do.
I know every one of them.
And that puts the whole world in danger.
Elon, I know every one of them, and I know them well. I know Putin, I know President Xi, I know Kim Jong-un of North Korea. I know every one of them. And let me tell you, people will say, oh, this is terrible. He said, I'm not saying anything good or bad. They're at the top of their game. They're tough, they're smart, they're vicious, and they're going to protect their country. Whether they love their country, they probably do. It's just a different form of love, but they're going to protect their country. But these are tough people at the top of their game. And when they see a Kamala or when they see Biden, Sleepy Joe, they can't even believe it. They can't believe this happened.
ということで、次のビデオは現大統領のお姿です。どうぞ。
And I was listening to part of his X Space with Elon last night. Overall, like, the breath of fresh air, when this man is just answering questions, having a conversation, whether it's with Elon Musk, whether it's a town hall on CNN, whether it's on Fox, whether it's with Tucker Carlson, but it's just like, this dude's just having conversation. He's just having conversation. He's talking about what he sees in the world. I don't care if you agree with what he sees in the world. He's at least talking about it. And then we look at Kamala, who's like, let me think about that because I can't, tomorrow we may not know and we could possibly know today, but if I speak on it, we may be fully well in our past of today's. And so I just feel like I can't comment on that yet. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Kamala, do you have an authentic thought whatsoever? Can you get up there and speak about anything candid, or does everything have to be scripted? Do you actually know that you're in America? Do you know what it takes to run America? I don't, but you look like me, and I feel like we both don't know, but you're the vice president, potentially new president, and I can see it in your face. People start talking about stuff, and Kamala got the same look I got. Like, what are you, like, I'm trying to act like I know, but I do not know what you're talking about. That's Kamala, like 9% of the time. 9% of the time, she's just like, in which we are, we is, and we is what we are when we are not what we weren't.